This statue represents one of the supreme figures in the Hindu pantheon. Lord Shiva is recognized globally for his immense power and the deep, complex mythology that surrounds him. If you look closely at almost any traditional depiction or piece of temple art, you will notice a highly specific detail. Right at the center of his throat, there is a distinctive deep blue coloration. This mark provides Shiva with his formal title, Neelkanth Mahadev, which translates to the blue-throated one. This mark serves as the physical evidence of a moment when the entire universe stood on the brink of total annihilation. That crisis began with a massive shift in the balance of power. The Devas, or gods, were losing their strength and faced certain defeat in an ongoing war against the Asuras, the demons. Seeking a way to restore their fading authority, the Devas appealed to Lord Vishnu for a solution that could save them from collapse. Vishnu proposed a massive undertaking known as Samudra Manthan, the churning of the cosmic ocean of milk. The goal was to extract Amrita, a legendary nectar that grants absolute immortality to anyone who consumes it. Because the gods lacked the strength to churn the ocean alone, they were forced into a utilitarian alliance with their enemies. The pursuit of infinite power required them to make a dangerous compromise. To agitate the ocean, they constructed a massive apparatus. They used Mount Mandara as a churning rod and the divine serpent Vasuki as a rope. The two sides took positions. The Devas held the tail, while Asuras gripped the head. But the massive project nearly failed instantly. The sheer weight of the mountain was too much for the ocean floor to support, and the churning rod began to sink. Lord Vishnu intervened by taking the form of Kurma, a giant tortoise. He positioned himself at the base, acting as the foundational support that allowed the churning to continue. The process was incredibly fragile, relying on the coordination of warring factions and constant divine assistance just to keep the mechanics from falling apart. As the two sides pulled the serpent back and forth, the friction created massive planetary tremors and violent mountain-sized waves. Before any nectar appeared, a disaster erupted. From the depths came Halahala, a thick, lethal poison capable of ending all life in the universe. The damage was immediate. Flora instantly withered, the waters began to boil, and the gods realized their quest for power had accidentally triggered an apocalypse. Panicked, both the Devas and Asuras fled the toxic ocean and rushed toward Mount Kailash, looking for someone capable of stopping the existential threat. Lord Shiva acted out of pure compassion. While others sought the nectar for themselves, he gathered the deadly poison and drank it to protect creation. To prevent the poison from entering his body, Goddess Parvati quickly grasped his neck, stopping the toxin in his throat. The poison remained there, permanently staining his skin a deep blue. The unchecked ambition of the gods and demons brought the world to the brink of ruin, and it was only saved by a singular act of selfless sacrifice. Once Shiva had neutralized the threat, the churning of the ocean resumed. This time, it began to yield divine treasures and wealth. The mission eventually reached its original goal with the emergence of the Amrita, the nectar of immortality. After a final struggle for control, the gods secured the nectar and restored order across the three worlds. This myth highlights a sharp contrast in how power is used. The Devas and Asuras built a massive operation to save themselves and gain immortality. Shiva stood alone and accepted suffering to ensure the survival of everyone else. While the ocean produced many treasures, Shiva's choice to absorb a lethal toxin defined the legacy of the churning. This is why devotees specifically honor the aspect of Neelkanth Mahadev, celebrating the protector who took the world's pain upon himself. This act of sacrifice is remembered even today, as millions of people offer prayers and celebrate major festivals like Mahashivaratri. The blue throat remains a visible reminder that universal protection is found in the willingness to bear the suffering of others.